after an exhausting, exciting 5-game semifinal victory over a very talented Long Beach State team, Hawaii must charge up again tonight to face UC Santa Barbara. A win will have the Rainbow Wahine in the national championship finals for the first time since 1996. For UC Santa Barbara, a win will have the Gauchos in the Final Four for the first time ever. High stakes, high drama volleyball tonight in the finals of the NCAA West Regional. Hawaii against UC Santa Barbara. From the Stan Sheriff Center on the campus of the University of Hawaii Manoa K5, the home team is proud to present coverage of the NCAA Women's Volleyball Tournament. Tonight, the Gauchos of UC Santa Barbara and the Hawaii Rainbow Wahine battle for the West Regional seat in the Final Four. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Leahy, along with Chris McLaughlin, and tonight, high drama, high stakes volleyball coming your way from the Stan Sheriff Center here on the campus of UH Manoa, because this team, UCSB, is scrappy, and they proved it last night against Minnesota. They also own 2 victories over Long Beach State, and their coach, Kathy Gregory, has been in the NCAA tournament 20 straight times. Ever since the NCAA took over the women's tournament, UCSB has been there, along with Pacific, along with Stanford, and along with Penn State. So she is right up there. She has never been to the Final Four. Tonight is her big chance against Hawaii. The question, however, how will Hawaii react following that 5-game match last night against Long Beach State?
That is the question of the day. Everywhere I went today, people were asking me, can Hawaii recover? Can they pump up the emotional charge? Can this crowd, I think, is a big key tonight. Can the crowd pump up this team? Because physically and emotionally, they were definitely drained. Didn't get to sleep till past 2 o'clock last night. Got to sleep in, though. Got to go to the hotel last night. And let's take a look at the rest of the keys to the match. The 7-11 keys for the UCSB Gauchos. Guerra means war. That's Courtney Guerra, and boy, did she have a big night against Hawaii on September 15th in the 3-1 loss. Had a big night against Minnesota last night, and she is a good one. And the second key, dig in the trenches. This is what Kathy Gregory teams are made of. Great diggers, and Dave showed you even admitted before the game just a few minutes ago. Boy, we better find a way to put the ball on the floor because they just keep bringing it back. And for Hawaii, remember Florida. A couple mental keys here. Remember Florida. They're up 2-0 against Florida a couple years ago. Couldn't shut the door. And forget the 49ers. They definitely got to let go of last night's game and play tonight. Be in the present moment.
It is almost as if Hawaii is coming down from the mountaintop. After all, they beat their nemesis last night, Long Beach State. Now they've got to charge up again against UC Santa Barbara, a team that never gives up, that always hangs around. Big game, big stakes, high drama, moments away. Stay with us.
1, 2, 3, test. Courtney Guerra, 20 kills against Hawaii September 15th. Yeah.
Mic check, mic check. Back at the stand, Sheriff Center. Let's go across now for the introduction of the players and apparently the national anthem. This is an NCAA tournament, so you don't know what rules apply, but we'll find out. Here's Ben Kiaina.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for some great championship volleyball? I can't hear you. Ready for some great championship volleyball? Make some noise! In honoring our country, please stand for the singing of the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, singing the national anthem is Hawaii recording artist and alumni and huge volleyball fan, ladies and gentlemen, Jesse Rivera.
Thank you. Good evening. Please sing along with me. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you.
Now we'll go across to Ben Kiaina for the Energizer starting lineup.
Aloha ahi ahi. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. The National Collegiate Athletic Association and the state of Hawaii welcome the world's best fans to the Stan Sheriff Center on the campus of the University of Hawaii in majestic Manoa for the 2000 NCAA Women's Volleyball National Championships. Tonight's West Regional Final features from the Big West Conference, the 14th ranked University of California, Santa Barbara Gauchos. And from the Western Athletic Conference, the 3rd ranked University of Hawaii, Rainbow Wahine. Let's meet the UC Santa Barbara Gauchos. The reserves are number 4, Deborah Sampson. Number 8, Erica Menzo. Number 9, Casey McFarland. Number 10, Francina Edmonds. Number 11, Sarah Fitzmaurice. And number 13, Missy Blackshire. Now for your starting lineup, at outside hitter, a 6-foot junior from Nevada City, California, number 3, Brianna Lampe. At outside hitter, a 6-foot sophomore from Simi Valley, California, number 7, Courtney Guerra. At middle blocker, a 5'11" sophomore from Santa Ana, California, number 12, Danielle Bauer. At middle blocker, a 6'2" freshman from Luzern, Switzerland, number 15, Simone Kuhn. At outside hitter, a 5'9" sophomore from Woodland Hills, California, number 16, Brooke Niles. And at center, a 5'6" junior from Westlake Village, California, number 5, team captain Brooke Rundle. The assistant coaches are Mike Fitzgerald, Stephanie Cox-Gondara, and Michelle Christ. The head coach for the Gauchos is Kathy Gregory. Now let's meet the University of Hawaii Rainbow Wahine. The reserves are number 1, Margaret Bacasausa. Number 2, Tanya Nikolic. Number 6, Rebecca Cravens. Number 8, Melody Eckmeyer. Number 11, Andrea Gomez Tukuafu. Number 13, Evan Lee. Number 14, Lauren Duggins. And number 15, Melissa Villaroman. Now for your starting lineup. At right side hitter, a 6-foot freshman from Napoleonville, Louisiana, number 3, Kim Willoughby. At center, a 6'1" sophomore from Newport Beach, California, number 4, Jennifer Carey. At left side hitter, a 6'2" sophomore from Lubbock, Texas, number 9, Lily Kahumoku. At middle hitter, a 6'2" junior from Belo Horizonte, Brazil, number 10, Veronica Lima. At middle hitter, a 6'2" freshman from Maribor, Slovenia, number 12, Maya Gustin. And at left side hitter, a 6'2" senior from Yorba Linda, California, number 5, team captain Jessica Sutter. The assistant coach is Carrie Anderson. The associate coach is Charlie Wade. And the head coach for the Rainbow Wahine is Dave Shoji.
Dave Shoji and Kathy Gregory both have roots at UC Santa Barbara.
Dave Shoji played volleyball there. Kathy Gregory actually went to Cal State LA and played basketball, but she's been the queen of the beach, won all sorts of beach tournaments and played on the national team level and has lived in Santa Barbara most of her life since then.
Chevron Series record, Hawaii leads the series 27-7. And this year, September 15th, Hawaii winning in 4, losing the first game 15-5, but then dominating after that. And there you see in postseason play, 76-80, and also the AIAW Western Regionals and the AIAW Nationals. So we're about to get underway. The winner of this game will be in the Final Four in Richmond, Virginia. That's a different atmosphere.
It certainly will be, but it'll have a Final Four atmosphere much like this, although I don't know if anywhere in the country can duplicate what happened last night. And what I think is going to happen tonight is going to be electric.
Officials, Patty Salvatore up on the pedestal and Ken Taylor on the floor. Ball is hit by Gustine. That went off Kuhn to the floor. The side out for Hawaii.
Hawaii getting a good pass out of Lima, who passed great last night, which allows Carey to set the middle, especially Gustin.
Kim Willoughby, little lollipop, didn't have enough to get over the net. First unforced error of the match. So Courtney Guerra goes back to serve. Sutter, that's off the block. Bauer, Rundle. Outside they go, and that ball goes off. Kahumoku. Ball hit by Niles. And it's 1-0 Santa Barbara, game 1. The question, does Hawaii start slowly because of the emotion of last night?
Well, we will soon find out, won't we? Here comes the digs by Santa Barbara again, 2 in a row.
Lampy saved by Gustin. They joust at the net. Niles saves. Rundle short, set for Kuhn. And Kuhn able to muscle it through the double block. 2-0 Santa Barbara, and the crowd doesn't like it. Guerra again serving. Sudduth to Carey. Here's Gustin, and it's shot out for Hawaii.
Jim, that's something that I don't think Minnesota did enough of last night, and that's exploit that slide set over the small outside blocker for Santa Barbara. That's Niles. She's their shortest blocker out there besides Rundle.
So Sudduth will jump float. 0 serving 2 in the first game. Niles to Rundle. Kuhn again.
Oh, wow.
Kuhn, the Swiss miss.
Swiss miss. Recruited by email, by the way. She emailed Kathy Gregory, said, hey, I want to come play for you for a couple years. I'm one of the top 10 players in Switzerland at the junior level.
Kuhn puts it into the net. Service error. Shot out for Hawaii, and serving will be Maya Gustin. In that front row for Hawaii is Carey, Veronica Lima, and Kahumoku. Serving Gustin, serves long. Shot out Santa Barbara. So McFarland, Casey McFarland, 5'9" defensive specialist from Leucadia, California, comes in to serve now for Santa Barbara. And the Gauchos leading 2-0 in the first game. Sudduth to Carey. Step out Lima. That ball dug up by Guerra. Kuhn keeps it alive. Rundle gets it across. Sudduth bumps it to Carey. Here's Kahumoku's first swing. That ball dug up by Guerra in the back row. They go outside to Niles. That's bumped by Lee. Step out Lima. Dug up by Kuhn. Chased down by Rundle. Here's Kuhn from behind the 3-meter line. And she hits it between Sudduth in the back row and also Willoughby.
A classic Santa Barbara rally. 3 digs. They just stay patient until they get a good swing and get the kill.
3-0 Santa Barbara in the first game. Carey goes to Kahumoku. That's off the block. Shot out Hawaii. And the Wahine yet to score a point in this first game. They trail 3-0. Jennifer Carey, what a match she had last night. Guerra, Rundle, step out move, and getting that ball down is Danielle Bauer.
Bauer did not play well in September against Hawaii, had 10 kills, hit 0-5-0. Last night against Minnesota, she goes 289 with a dozen kills.
Back set Kahumoku. That ball dug up by Niles. Guerra back to the middle. Kuhn, little tap. Lee bumps it to Carey. They work it outside to Lima. Lima gets it. No, hits it long. Hits it long. That's 4-0 Santa Barbara. And this crowd rather stunned by the way this first game has gone. Niles serving. Lima to Carey. Here's Willoughby.
Jim, I don't think you or I are stunned, though. Didn't we talk about the fact that if anybody's going to possibly start slow tonight, it might be Hawaii because of that incredibly emotional match that took a lot out of them.
Gomez Tukuafu comes in and she will serve. She comes in for Kahumoku.
Notice the fans a little tired tonight too, Jim?
Yes, they are. Tukuafu serving. Here's Rundle. That ball is dug up by Kuhn. Guerra on the outside. Overpass. Rundle hits it wide. Kathy Gregory trying to appeal. First point for Hawaii.
She's claiming that it was 6 inches in. She goes to Ken Taylor, the umpire, and gets no sympathy.
Here's Rundle. Outside to Guerra. Guerra hits it down in front of Tukuafu after it scrapes off the fingertips of the double block. Side out for Santa Barbara. Serving will be Bauer. Bauer from Santa Ana, California, lollipop serve. Lima, they go cross court to Sutter, dug up by Bauer. Rundle to Bauer again. That's dug up by Carey. Willoughby, Lee gets it across. Late call.
I guess the ball was entirely on Hawaii's side of the net, and the blocker can't interfere when it's entirely on their side. So Kathy Gregory again erupts off the bench, gets booed by the fans.
And it's early. It's early, and she is very upset. Lima to serve. The ball bumped to Rundle. Here's Guerra. Guerra hits it off Willoughby, and that ball goes to the floor. Side out for UCSB. UCSB right now, the much crisper of the two teams.
Guerra had 20 kills against Hawaii in the fall. Had a big night last night against Minnesota as well.
Sutter off the block. That's dug up by Bauer, chased down by Rundle. Ball is hit by Guerra, and that goes off the block, and that is a point.
Well, Hawaii had an interesting block that time. Gustin did not stay in the middle. She went to the right, let Willoughby block middle.
Hawaii calls a timeout. Dave Shoji does not like the way his team has started this championship regional match. 5-1 Santa Barbara. To Carey. Here's back glide. Willoughby is blocked. Carey tries Suddeth. Suddeth is dug by Bauer in the back row. Rundle gives it to Bauer. Looping shot dug up by Carey. They go to Suddeth again, and she hits it long.
Kathy Gregory erupts off the bench once again as she thought that Kim Willoughby might have spun that ball out of her hands and she wanted to mishandle the ball. It made no difference, though, because Suddeth launched it long.
Kathy Gregory, remember, has never been to the Final Four. Never. Rundle serves, and she serves long. One serving six. Hawaii has much catching up to do in this first match, and now they've confirmed their rotation. Kim Willoughby will serve. Overpass, and Nikolic hammers Rundle. So Tanja Nikolic from Croatia, transfer to Hawaii from the University of Oregon, gets the second point. Willoughby continues to serve long.
Two service errors by Willoughby so far. One short of the net, one long.
Guerra will serve. Tukuafu to Carey. And Christine gets it down.
Boy, Jen Carey did a nice job of flicking that ball all the way out to the antenna so that Gustin could get it up and over the outside blocker. Watch Gustin go up and over Niles. Yes, tough to dig that one. Remember, the backcourt defenders form around the block. They assume the block's going to take away a certain part of the court, and they go dig the other.
Suddeth back into the lineup. Jump serve. Niles to Rundle. Ball is hit by Bauer. Kahumoku, that's off the block. That'll be returned. Rundle goes outside to Kuhn. Willoughby. And Willoughby kind of shanked it. And Lima unable to pop it up. 6 serving 2. Simone Kuhn had 17 kills against Minnesota last night. Hit .293. She had 20 digs and 3 aces. Gustine gets the side back for Hawaii.
So Jen Carey really exploiting right now the outside blockers of Santa Barbara. That time it was Brooke Rundle, I think, was stuck over there.
So Maya Gustine back to serve from Maribor, Slovenia. Gustine had 12 kills last night and 1 ace against Long Beach State. Rundle short set, and Bauer gets the side right back. Very little opposition in the middle.
Right, I take it back. Niles was the last one that got hit over, and they're really working on her now. A short blocking lineup for Santa Barbara. Hawaii should be able to take advantage of this. Rundle up front. She's their smallest blocker, and Niles is up front.
Farland serving. That ball shanked by Sudduth. Sudduth, little difficulty in this first game.
And give credit to the Santa Barbara server that time, but that was a very tough serve by Casey McFarland.
McFarland serving again, 7 serving 2. Willoughby to carry. Kahumoku, that's off the block, ends up on the Hawaii side. Lima is roofed. They're short blockers, but they showed up perfectly that time. Bauer and Niles.
Bauer, the big-time block in the middle right there. 8-2, Hawaii digging themselves a huge hole here in game 1.
Carry to Kahumoku. She gets the side back. Hawaii's been able to get the side, but they have not been able to get the runs, to get consistency. So they have to do to UCSB what UCSB did to Minnesota in the first game last night. Santa Barbara trailed 9-2, came back to win it. Niles. And that ball is blocked by Willoughby.
Boy, Kim Willoughby up solo on Niles that time. Rundle juked. You watch Lima guessed the wrong way, so Willoughby all by herself. She gets a solo block.
Garrett to Rundle from one knee. That ball goes off Lee from Kuhn.
Boy, Kuhn really in a good rhythm out of the back row. She's looking very strong. Reminds me a little bit of Taiba Hanif now. She's playing very large, coming out of the back middle. 3 blockers up, still can't dig it.
Serving is Niles. Here's Willoughby, that's blocked, but it goes out. Time for the pancake was Rundle. Actually got her hand underneath.
She did.
And the ball went into press roll. Side out Hawaii. Lily Kahumoku to serve. Sudduth, Willoughby, and Lima in that front row. Now they reposition Kahumoku. Rundle goes outside to Guerra. That's off the block and then off Lee. Side out Santa Barbara.
Gaucho's playing very steady, hitting high hands. Over the block, through the hands, doing field goal shots. They got everything working, digging some good balls in the back row, but here comes Willoughby, but she's dug. Oh my.
Great dig by Niles. Sudduth tries it again. That's dug up by Bauer. Little touch. Saved by Carey. Outside to Sudduth. That'll be returned. Here's Willoughby. Block. Willoughby trying to save it, can't do it. That's another point for UCSB. And they lead 9-3. And they are dominating this first game. Bauer serving. Sudduth to carry. Lima. And that ball goes off McFarland.
Right now, Santa Barbara hitting a phenomenal .417, not making very many errors. Hawaii hitting .212, half of that. So Hawaii certainly has to pick up their offensive production.
Lima served, dug up by McFarland. And then Rundle. Rundle at 5'6", the dump shot. Side out, Santa Barbara.
Well, Rundle doesn't dump it very often, but boy, she's very effective. .346 kill percentage.
Carey goes to Willoughby. Dug up by Bauer in the back row. Rundle goes to Bauer from the 3-meter line, and she hits it long. Side out, Hawaii. So Willoughby will go back. Huge task ahead of the Wahine here in the first game. Not impossible, but huge. Rundle, here's Guerra. Touch block, dug up by Rundle. Little touch by Bauer. Carey is there. They go to Kahumoko, and that goes off Bauer. Bauer may have hit an out ball. May have.
I would agree with you. I think that ball was out. I think she thought the ball would get touched by the block, so she guessed at it. See, Lily's going to hit it right back in here. Watch Bauer go for it. Close call, but Hawaii diversifying their attack a little now. Not just going high wide on the left, but using Lily out of the back row.
Willoughby to serve. 4 serving 9. Kuhn. That's long, and that's a point for the Wahine. They now trail by 4.
Finally, a chink in the armor on Kuhn. She was perfect up until then. 5 kills, no errors. Now she's finally made an error.
Willoughby to serve. Guerra, one-hand serve. Rundle with the save. Ball is hit by Bauer, and that's in the corner. Well, when you start hitting like that after the scramble, you've got things going your way.
Well, that's what Santa Barbara does so well, Jim, is they scramble. They took a ball that should have been an ace, and they turned into a kill. Great back row attack by Bauer.
Ball shanked by Kahumoku. That's a point for Santa Barbara. They now have reached double figures, and they lead 10-5. Hawaii calls their second timeout. They are not playing well. Injury update sponsored by the Queens Medical Center, Hawaii's leader in sports medicine and orthopedic surgery. Menzel is out with that broken left hand, but there are nagging chronic injuries all over on the part of both teams, especially when you consider at this point in the season. 10-5 Santa Barbara, game 1. Serving will be Guerra. Tukuafu to Carey. Here's Christine, that's blocked. Saved by Carey. Willoughby is there. Sudeth. That's dug up by Bauer. Niles with the touch. Sudeth with the save. Here's Willoughby. Bauer pops it up. Rundle works it to Bauer. She hits it way wide.
Once again, Kathy Gregory asking Ken Taylor for some help. I think she thought that there was a mishandled ball. The fans let Kathy Gregory know that she shouldn't be complaining. A lot of booing going on.
5 serving 10. Sudeth with the jump throw. Here's Rundle. That's blocked. Finally, Christine and Carey. And returned it to Kuhn. And now Santa Barbara calls the timeout. Hawaii trailing by 4 in this first game. It was almost expected that Hawaii, coming off the high last night against Long Beach State, they would have trouble getting into this match. And that is exactly what has happened here in this first game. Santa Barbara is the kind of team, you look at them, the physicality of Santa Barbara, and they don't have the imposing size. But they are scrappy, and they have speed and agility, and they put it to good use.
You're absolutely right, Jim. You combine Hawaii's slow start, a missed serve to start the game by Willoughby, another missed serve later on by Willoughby, the hitters not clicking, some shaky passing, some solid serving by Santa Barbara, a crowd that I think is a little bit tired from last night as well. You combine all those things together, and what you have is Santa Barbara beating Hawaii 10-6, and Kathy Gregory calling an early timeout, only a 1-point run by Hawaii there, and she quickly called a timeout. Here we see the stats from last time. See Hawaii out hitting Santa Barbara 277 to 165 tonight. Hawaii is 211. You see the assists, 75 assists for Hawaii, the aces, and game number 1. Folks, don't worry, don't go home, don't put up the panic flag. Hawaii lost 15-5 last time these two teams met and came back to win 3-1. There's some fans that are starting to get it together.
Yep, starting to crank it up here. Kathy Gregory in her 26th year, as is Dave Shoji for Hawaii. Serving will be Sudduth, 6, serving 10. Hawaii gets a point here. This crowd will be right back in this match. Guerra to Rundle. Ball is hit by Lampe. And net violation.
I think Lily Kahumoko, she turned away from the net, I think, caught part of it.
So the net violation gives the side out to Santa Barbara, and serving will be Kuhn.
And Santa Barbara will go to the big lineup and they'll put Francina Edmonds, a blocking specialist, in for Niles.
Edmonds, number 10, right in the middle. Gustine, that's blocked, but there is Carey. Sudduth works outside Kahumoko. That ball dug up by Kuhn, chased down by Rundle. Great one-hand save. Bauer gets it across. Hawaii trying to get the side back. Kahumoko. And that is not across. Boy, Hawaii just does not look good at all.
Too sharp an angle that time by Lily, I think. I think even she would like to have that shot back. Good scrambling save, though, by Rundle. Credit her for keeping the ball alive.
Gustine with the little touch. So Gustine, instead of powering that ball, just a finesse shot, gets the side back. Hawaii trails now by 5.
Santa Barbara doesn't let many balls hit the floor, but that one did.
Gustine serves. Guerra, Rundle. Here's Lampe. Good step-out move by Lampe. Hawaii just not getting to that double block that time. Good slide by Santa Barbara.
It was Brandon Lampe. You'd never know it, but Brandon Lampe, a cystic fibrosis poster child, still struggles with it a bit, and he's putting together some great matches as of late.
McFarland is coming to serve. Kahumoko able to get the ball in between Edmonds and also Rundle that time. So now Carey trying to chip away at the Santa Barbara lead. Here's Rundle. Edmonds. Sudduth is there. Little touch by Kahumoko, advantage. UCSB, and Bauer goes off the block and wins the side back. Niles comes into the game, replacing Edmonds. And Brooke Niles will serve. She had 6 kills last night against Minnesota. Carey works it to Willoughby. Long.
They're trying to exploit the small blocker. Brooke Rundle, who's out on the right at 5'7", and could not quite find her hands.
Sudduth to Carey. Kahumoko hits the tape. Now they say it went. No, it hit the tape.
Came back on her own side. Lily just didn't elevate that time and get a snap on it. She had a one-on-one situation too. Carey faked out the middle blocker.
That's the second time Kahumoko has done that. Willoughby, not a good hit, dug up by Kuhn. Here's Guerra, off the block, popping the ball up is Sudduth. Lee feeds the middle. Sudduth gets it across. Free ball. Santa Barbara. Guerra. Carey. What a dig by Carey. Free ball again for Santa Barbara. This time, Guerra hits it right down the line. It whistles by Carey. And Dave Shoji, hands on the hips. He just can't believe what's happening here.
He's got no timeouts left. He's watching the Santa Barbara team just dissect his squad one by one.
Finally, Kahumoko gets the side back. That was a aloha ball for Santa Barbara in game 1. Hawaii trails by 8.
It's like a rerun of September 15th, Jim. Santa Barbara, remember, they blew out Hawaii 15-5. It's happening again.
We've been here before, but we were on the other side of the court. Back set. Oh, big block that time by Sudduth on Bauer. 7 serving 14.
Good little shuffle move by Sudduth, trying to gain some momentum, at least going into game number 2, if not have a miraculous comeback.
Niles bumps it to Rundle. Kuhn gets it across. Hawaii trying to exploit the free ball now. Willoughby, yes.
And Kathy Gregory has one timeout left here. She'll use it judiciously. Dave showed you with no timeouts.
8 serving 14. Guerra off the block, side out. Second swing at the first game. Kathy Gregory, the coach of Santa Barbara, clapping her hands together. Santa Barbara's little contingent of fans stands.
They don't wait for match point. They'll stand up at the end of every game. Game point.
Sudduth with the push. Free ball now. Santa Barbara getting the ball across is Guerra. Sudduth, carry, Willoughby. It's long. It is long. And that's a point for Santa Barbara, and they capture the first game 15-8.
Wow. Gauchos came to play.
And so far, Hawaii has not, because they really had trouble in that first game. You can see that they are rather lethargic in the way they played that first game, but much more to come.
In the Central Regional, top-ranked Nebraska eliminated Ohio State 3-0. The Cornhuskers will face the Arizona Wildcats, a 3-0 winner over Brigham Young. And finally, in the Pacific Regional, USC is the first team to advance to the Final Four by defeating Penn State 15-11, 15-9, and 15-4.
Let's take a look at the statistics for the first game.
And the numbers do tell the story. Hawaii hitting 157, 51 swings. They can't hit for a percentage. Santa Barbara hitting 279. Look at Santa Barbara's digs. 22 digs, 7 more than Hawaii. That's significant. They turned about half of those 7 differential into points. And look at this one right here. Aces, 2 for Santa Barbara, none for Hawaii. And Santa Barbara actually, I thought, served better than Hawaii and forced more bad passes. Hawaii, I think, has got to crank up their serve a little bit and keep more of their hits in, hit for a higher percentage. But tough to do against those digging Gauchos.
Serving will be Lima to begin the second game. Hawaii lost the first game that they played on September the 15th, and they also lost the first game last night to Long Beach State. And that ball falls down after being blocked. Santa Barbara kind of looked at each other.
What a very different start from the first play of the first game where we served into the net.
Lima just over the tape. Lampe blocked by Willoughby. 2-0 Hawaii.
You know, you talk about a quiet crowd, Jim. What Hawaii needs to do is earn the respect of the crowd. Now make some plays that'll make them want to cheer.
An ace for Lima.
And so far they've done 3 things to make them cheer.
3-0 Hawaii in the second game. I mean, it's like turning a page. Here's Lima trying to keep it going. Knuckleball serve. And a net violation. They call it on Rundle. And gets another point for Hawaii. Kathy Gregory comes out. The bench calls a timeout, slapping her hands together in frustration. Now the crowd warms to the Wahine effort. GTE Hawaiian Tel is now Verizon Hawaii. Verizon Hawaii will honor a player from each team in tonight's match. Verizon Hawaii, new name, same dependable customer service.
Jim, we showed the team statistics earlier. How about the individual statistics? One of the reasons Hawaii lost, in case you just joined us, Sutup hitting negative, Veronica Lima hitting negative.
Another ace for Lima. Going off Niles. 5-0. Hawaii in the second game. Rondo setting Guerra. That's out.
Oh, what a difference a game makes.
What a difference 2 minutes make. The time between the first and second game. Amazing turnaround here. 6-0 Hawaii in game number 2. That time from behind the 3-meter line. Bauer gets the side back for UCSB. Good run for the Rainbow Wahine. 6 straight points. Edmonds comes into the front row, replacing Niles.
But you can see why Santa Barbara frustrates people. They shank the pass and turn it into a kill with a back row attack. Boy, he's got to stop that back row attack.
Bauer serves it long. And Willoughby will go back. Kahumoku giving her words of encouragement to the effect, serve it in. Willoughby taps it across. Bauer chased down by Rundle. Here's Bauer behind the 3-meter line. That's blocked, played off the net. Advantage now UCSB. Step out move, Kuhn, and that ball is wide. That's a point for Hawaii. They lead 7-0 in the second game. What a turnaround.
And this hit right here will force Kathy Gregory to go to the bench. Good presence of mind by Willoughby to pull her hands out of the way of an out ball.
It's like Hawaii just got off the bus. Willoughby puts it into the net. Not good. Serving will be Kuhn.
Well, Willoughby normally a very good server. 3 errors tonight already.
Kuhn serves it. Sutup shanks it. Chased down by Willoughby. Carey gets it across. Free ball now for Santa Barbara. And the block by Gustin. Bauer tried to power. No.
She's looking right into Gustin. Look at Maya Gustin. Just goes up, penetrates over the net. No wonder she's number 5 in the country in blocking.
7 serving 0. Sutup with the jump float. That's popped up by Kuhn. Outside the Guerra, but there's Willoughby. They'll joust at the net. Ball pushed over by Carey. Pushed over by Kuhn. Lima, Carey, Gustin. Gustin hit it off the block.
Yeah, looked like a touch from here. We'll watch the replay and see if we can see the touch. Gustin hits this high and hard and off the hands of the middle blocker.
Looked like it hit her fingertip, at least. Set up again with the jump float. Rundle goes outside. And hitting the ball is Niles. Good cross court. Went off. Lima Side out UCSB, yet to score a point here in the second game. Well, Hawaii, almost as if they turned on the talent tap. Serving is McFarland. Lima guides it to Carey. Gustine off the block. Kuhn to Rundle. Here's Niles. And that is a point for Santa Barbara. The block was there.
I thought it was on Santa Barbara side of the net. Turns out the ball came on Hawaii's side of the net. Point Santa Barbara.
Serving again, McFarland, dug up by Willoughby. They go all the way across court to Kahumoku. That'll be returned. Niles again. This time it's blocked by Carey.
Second one tonight for Carey. Good, solid fundamentals here. Nothing fancy by Carey. She just goes straight up right there and pops it down. Needed no help that time from Gustine.
Maya Gustine will serve. Guerra to Rundle. Kuhn off the 3-meter line. That goes off the block. And Sudduth cannot get to it in the back row. Side out Santa Barbara. Niles goes back to serve. Into the game for Hawaii comes Villaroman. Melissa Villaroman, 5'6" freshman from Carson, California. Serving is Niles. Sudduth to Carey. Step out Lima. That's right there. Lima, it was wide open.
What a pass from Sudduth, going down to her knees to pass that up, and then Carey just yanking it behind her head. Lima ready to hit it.
So Hawaii just did not look like the Hawaii team in the first game. Certainly have turned it on here in the second game. Just over the tape. Hammered down on the overpass by Lima.
Oh, Lima looks back and thanks Jen Carey for that one. Beautiful serve by Carey. It'll force Gregory to take her second and final timeout.
Santa Barbara has to take a timeout as they're getting blitzed here in the second game. This K5 sports presentation is sponsored by Budweiser Beechwood Age for a crisp, clean, classic taste. Budweiser, Hawaii's home team beer. 9 for Hawaii, 1 for Santa Barbara. And serving will be Jennifer Carey. McFarland overpass again. And the ball distributed to the court by Lima. 10-1 Hawaii. And the onslaught here in the second game continues.
And the kill percentage for Santa Barbara goes into the negative in game number 2 as Hawaii is hitting .571. 600 points difference between the two teams right now, just in that stat alone for game 2.
10-1 Hawaii. Carey to serve again. A ball dug up by Kuhn. Here's Rundle from her knees. Kuhn from the 3-meter line. Sudduth is there in the back row. Carey goes to Kahumoku. That ball, good lunging dig by McFarland. Hit by Garrett, dug up by Villaroman. Free ball, Santa Barbara. That'll be handled. Willoughby just gets it across. That gives Santa Barbara another free ball. Guerra solves the triple block.
You saw a little side set by Willoughby. Normally she sets high and outside there to Kahumoku. But she had a little side set there. That's the kind of frustration Santa Barbara will put you in. If you just can't put the ball down in normal ways, you start doing things out of the ordinary, like a little side dump.
Bauer to serve. 1 serving 10. Villaroman, Carey, and Lima gets the side right back.
Oh, our player of the game starting to pick up where she left off after hitting negative in game 1. More errors than kills. Now has brought it back into the positive. She's got 5 kills, just rips that 31 set.
Gomez Tukuafu comes in to serve now. 10, serving 1. Tukuafu, when she played last night, was very effective in the later stages of the match. Ball dug up by McFarland. Here's Guerra, dug up by Dilla-Roman, and that overpass is hammered wide by Kuhn. That's a point for Hawaii. They lead 11-1 in game 2. Tukuafu again serves, dug up by McFarland. Rundle goes outside to Guerra, blocked by Willoughby.
Oh, Guerra, so hard to solve. First time they played with Hawaii, Guerra was tough. Last night against Minnesota, Guerra was tough. Right there, Willoughby finally got her number.
12, serving 1. Tukuafu trying to put together a string that will capture the second game and even this match.
What a night she had last night. 3 aces, 2 in the late going.
Step out. Kuhn, blocked by Summit.
Wow. We're talking blocking clinic right now after looking absolutely horrible in the first game. Hawaii really turning it on.
Tukuafu again serving. Step out. Guerra. Sudduth is there. Carey is there. Here's Willoughby. Yes! Aloha ball. Game number 2. Boy, you have to shake your head. What happened?
I think the wake-up call, the alarm just went off. The hotel just called.
Have you ever seen a turnaround like this? The way they played the first game and the way they're playing here in the second game?
Not in my recent memory, Jim.
Finally, Kuhn gets it off the block. And Santa Barbara will serve. 1 serving, 14 in the second game.
He knew he's got to be frustrated and befuddled to Santa Barbara.
Rundle serves. Here's Willoughby. And Willoughby able to get it down in front of Kuhn. 6th kill for Willoughby. Second serve here for the game to even the match. Lima knuckleballs it over. Here's Rundle. Step out. Little touch. Blocked by Sudduth. It's over. This is like the face on the mask of drama. You see the elation in the second game, and that followed the real frown in the first game.
How about 10 blocks to 2 for Hawaii? Really starting to dominate at the net. Wow.
15-8 Santa Barbara, but then 15-1 Hawaii. We are even. It has become a 2 out of 3 match now, and the winner will go to the Final Four. We will continue from the Stanley after this news update.
Welcome back to the Stan Sheriff Center. It's all even with Hawaii doing a huge turnaround in game number 2, winning 15-1 over Santa Barbara as the two teams went to the break. Let's take a look at the game behind the numbers. How about this for Santa Barbara hitting negative? More errors than kills. They got to be talking about that in the locker room. And Hawaii hitting .583. You put those two numbers together and you've got a Hawaii rout. Hawaii with no aces in game number 1. They get 3, all from Veronica Lima. And finally, the blocks of the net, Hawaii starting to take over at the net with 7 blocks, 10 total. Here we see Brooke Rundle setting the kill leader for Santa Barbara. Courtney Garrett, she rips one down the line, had 6 kills in game 1, only 1 kill in game number 2. She leads them with 7. And here is the back set to Gustin. She's Hawaii's kill leader. She's got 6 kills, no errors, as she sets that one to the floor with a little slide move. And finally, Veronica Lima. I believe this is going to be one of her 3 aces. Yes. She scored a lot of points when she was in that service position and led the Hawaii comeback in game number 2.
Have you ever seen a turnaround like that? I mean, a complete turnaround.
Not that drastic, especially when Santa Barbara is known for their steadiness, Jim. They don't get blitzed like that. One time this year, as you pointed out, they had a 15-1 game against Arizona. But other than that, they're in every game. They dig so many balls. They're so athletic. They're so speedy. They always come up with a good game plan. It seemed like everything that could go wrong for them that game went wrong, and everything for Hawaii went right.
Against Arizona, they were beat in the 4th game of a 5-game match, and they were able to win that match. They lost the 4th game 15-1 against Arizona, and Arizona is on the brink of going to the Final Four. But definitely the way Hawaii blitzed them in that 2nd game, it is intriguing to think about game number 3 as you see how both teams got to this point. Look at the American Savings Bank bracketing. And the winner of this game will play the winner of the Central bracket, Nebraska and Arizona.
I asked Kathy Gregory about who she thinks is going to come out of there. She thinks that Arizona will upset Nebraska, the #1 team in the country. Right now, she's doing the best she can to get past the Final 8. You know, she's been in the Final 8 3 of the last 4 years, has an incredible NCAA record, but hasn't been to the Final 4 in a long, long time.
I mean, she's never been to the Final 4. She's never been.
You're right.
She's never been to the Final 4 yet. In the 20 years that the NCAA has had women's tournament, the postseason tournament, she's had her team in there every year.
One of only 4 teams in the country to do that. They're a solid program. That's why you're so shocked when you see a blitz like that. Certainly, I'm sure that she made some. Well, she's famous though for making adjustments in the locker room between games 2 and 3. We'll see what kind of adjustments she makes here.
You can follow the Rainbow Wahine through the playoffs at KHNL.com. Rainbow Sports Online is sponsored by Aloha Airlines with service to Las Vegas beginning Valentine's Day 2001. So now we begin the 3rd game. We are even in this match. 15-8 Santa Barbara, 15-1 Hawaii. Santa Barbara will serve. Serving will be Guerra.
Serve for UC Santa Barbara, the starting Courtney Guerra.
And we begin game number 3. Sudduth guides it to Carey. Step out, Willoughby. That's blocked. Good save by Sudduth. Carey back up. Willoughby again. Dug up by Bauer in the back row. Rundle goes outside. Little touch, but there is Sudduth. Willoughby again. Blocked by Niles. Saved by Carey. Dug up by Tukuafu. Sudduth gets it across. Bauer. Rundle. Step out. Lampe. Point. Santa Barbara. And they win the long rally.
As they're famous for doing, and back on the right track, at least back on the track they were on in game number 1.
Lampe again serving. Sudduth to Carey. They go to Lima on the step out. That ball is popped up. Kuhn keeps it alive. Here's Sudduth. Oh, Sudduth whistled that. Went off Guerra.
Well, Sudduth's been off to a slow start tonight. Picks up her first kill here in game number 3. That's unusual for the senior captain of the Bows to go that long without getting her first kill. You see she averages 3.5 a game roughly.
Pivotal 3rd game. Lima serves. Niles to Rundle. Step out Lampe. You say she's able to go down the line. Side out Santa Barbara.
Remember, Lampe's had a hot NCAA tournament. 25 kills against Stanford in that 5-game win.
Tukuafu Carey. Christine hammers it. Off Guerra. Side out Hawaii. Kahumoko comes in, replacing Tukuafu. Christine with 7 kills. Willoughby will go back to serve.
Question is, will Rundle go to Lampe again here?
Rundle. Step out this time Bauer, but Willoughby is there. Carey works it to Sudduth. Sudduth just ripped it through the double block of Bauer and Lampe. Sudduth all of a sudden really hitting well.
Is she into redemption time now? Feels badly about the first 2 games where she had no kills. Hits the seam right there. Works her way back.
Excellent serve by Willoughby. Lampe is blocked and the ball goes out. Off Bauer. That's a point for Hawaii. They lead 2-1 here in the 3rd game. Willoughby to serve again. The winner will go to the Final 4. Willoughby again serves. Niles. Rundle. That ball dug up in the back row nicely. Here's Sudduth again. That's 3 skills in a matter of moments for Sudduth. She has the hot hand. Hawaii leads 3-1, game 3.
I think Gregory urging her back row defense to dig some of those balls. They're in the right place. They just weren't going for it.
Willoughby serves it long. That is the 4th service error by Kim Willoughby. So McFarland comes in replacing Lampy. And McFarland will serve. Casey McFarland. Sudduth. And that's an overpass. Nothing really worked that time. And the point for Santa Barbara. 2 serving 3.
Good serve by McFarland that time. She's had a great tournament too. Father, the coach at UCSB, he's here tonight.
Lima. Step out Gustine. Gustine line drive that ball off Bauer. Bauer got her hands up, but the ball would not behave.
This ball goes so hard, there may be a word Spalding on her thigh right there. She labeled her. Gustine has a way of doing that.
Sudduth will jump float. Here's Rundle. Outside to Niles, dug up, overpass, and Rundle hits it long. That's a point for Hawaii. They lead 4-2. So Sudduth again with that jump float. That's just long. Niles will serve. UCSB 2 serving 4. Carey works it to Kahumoku. That's in. Went off Niles. Kahumoku going down the line.
Bit of a mismatch there. Carey was looking for it, and so was Lily. The 2 roommates, they're clicking. They're looking for Rundle. You see Rundle on the outside there at 5'7", just does not elevate enough to block the 6'2" Kahumoku.
Gustine serving. Here's Rundle. Little touch, and a lift is called. They'll call it on Lima, I believe.
No arguments from Lily, but Sudduth wants to say her piece, and then she quickly returns to go concentrate on passing.
Yeah, they
good
called
advice.
There you see Lima. So Bauer goes back to serve. 2 serving 4. Gustine goes out. Little Roman comes in the back row for Hawaii. Bauer taps it across. Willoughby guides it to Carey. Here's Kahumoku, triple block. Sudduth, Carey. She tries the dink, doesn't work. Bauer from the 3-meter line, long. Side out Hawaii.
Santa Barbara went to their big lineup. They put Francina Edmonds into the lineup, took Brooke Rundle out for blocking purposes, and now looks like they're going to leave Niles in to set and leave Rundle on the bench for now.
Carey serves. Into the corner. Here's Rundle. Guerra. That's blocked. Saved by Willoughby. Carey goes outside Kahumoku. And that ball is hit off McFarland. That's a point for Hawaii. They lead 5-2 in game 3. This match, if you just joined us, is even. 15-8 Santa Barbara in the first game. 15-1 Hawaii in the second game. 5 serving 2. Serving is Carey. Dug up by Niles. Rundle short set to Kuhn. And Kuhn able to pound it off the block. Side out Santa Barbara.
Lily Kahumoku also off to a slow start tonight for those who just joined us. 0 kills in game 1, had 1 error hitting negative. She's now got 7 kills, so she's starting to turn it around.
Rundle serving. Sudduth, good pass to Carey, and Lima hammers it to the floor.
Hawaii getting some better passing now so they can run that quick middle attack, splitting up those Santa Barbara blockers, keeping them a little more honest.
So Kahumoku goes out. Tukuafu comes in. She serves. Bauer works it to Rundle. Here's Guerra off the block. Tukuafu saving the back row. Carey works it to Sudduth. Sudduth hits. That's dug up by Niles. Rundle goes outside to Guerra. That's blocked. Great save by Bauer. Guerra push and in.
They called a touch, I guess, on the block. Number 3, they called Kim Willoughby on the touch. They even pointed out which number did. Let's see if Willoughby touches. Willoughby's on the outside there. Watch her hands go up. Ooh, close call.
for the Young Jones
See Dave Shoji saying it went over. Apparently the ball, instead of going in, went out. But the call has been made. Lima, oh yeah. Niles never got there.
That's right. You know why? Jen Carey really held the middle well and held that middle blocker so she couldn't get out there. And Lima, nobody out.
Gustine rotates into the front row. Excellent serve. And a net violation.
And Maya Gustine called for the net violation. Hawaii's got to be careful about giving away too many easy points to Santa Barbara like they did last night against Long Beach State. The service errors, the net violations, things like that.
Kuhn goes back to serve. Kathy Gregory wants the perspiration wiped up. So Kuhn will serve. Tukuafu to carry. Here's Sutton. Long. Try to hit it over the block and hits it long. That's a point for Santa Barbara. They now trail by 2. Kuhn again to serve. Lima, Carey keeps it alive. Gustine gets it across. Free ball, Santa Barbara. And hammering the ball down is Bauer. Another point for Santa Barbara, and they trail by 1.
Well conceived play in transition. Brooke Rundle fakes out the Hawaii block, and there's Kuhn straight down. For Bauer.
Kuhn serving. Tukuafu, Carey, Gustine off the block, and it's another net violation.
What happened was the pass was too close to the net, and Carey got hung up in it as she was setting the ball. So they're going to bring the passes off the net just a tad.
And we are tied at 5. Santa Barbara has come back here in the 3rd game. Carey outside, Sutton gets the side back.
Well, Carey that time did a nice job of saving that particular pass. Santa Barbara wanted a double contact called on her set, but not to be.
Willoughby serves, tied at 5. Rundle short set, Bauer dug up by Willoughby. Here's Sutton. That ball goes off Niles and ends up behind the UCSB bench.
Coaching staff needs to develop a strategy when balls are coming close to the bench. They got to scatter. It didn't scatter that time.
6 serving 5. Willoughby serving. Rundle with the back set. Little touch by Lampe. Not a good set. Hawaii with the advantage. And Sutton is blocked. Blocked by Bauer and blocked by Lampe. And they just went up there, helicoptered around, waited, and returned it.
A little bit tight, but setup goes right into the paws of Danielle Bauer.
McFarland serving, 5 serving 6. Tukuafu guides it to Carey. Cross court, Sutton. That's off the block, chase down. Niles overpass, Sutton. Niles is there again. Rundle goes back to Niles. She hits it long. Side out for Hawaii.
That time Kathy Gregory saying, why didn't Brooke set Danielle? Danielle Bauer, number 12. She's got the hot hand. Watch for the ball to be dumped by Rundle or set to Bauer here.
Kahumoko back in the front row now for Hawaii. Rundle goes to Bauer. Good save by Carey. Willoughby, little push by Kahumoko. Saved by Niles. Rundle from her knees. Bauer with the push. Willoughby is there. Carey, Gustine. Hawaii wins the long rally.
Santa Barbara a little discombobulated there, and Hawaii actually, I think, knew where the sets were going, and Gustine, once again, she's so strong on that right side, taking off her one leg, obviously taking off her good leg.
7 serving 5. Sutton with that jump float. Here's Rundle popping it up for Kuhn, and that is a touch. So it's side out for Santa Barbara.
Kuhn's so effective out of the back row. One of the top 10 players in junior volleyball over in Switzerland. Happy to be in Santa Barbara.
Niles serving for Santa Barbara. Ball shanked by Willoughby. That's a point for Santa Barbara. And they now trail by 1. 6 serving 7. Boy, another contrast. An even game. First game Santa Barbara. Second game Hawaii. This game even. That ball hit long. Side out Hawaii. Hawaii leads by the slimmest of margins.
Hawaii went into a two-person passing pattern there, and Santa Barbara really tried to hit the line to no avail.
Christine to serve. McFarland. Ball is hit and blocked by Lima, one-on-one. So they tried that power move with Kuhn out of the back row, and Lima just put up the wall herself and deposited the ball on the Terraflex. We'll have an official timeout now. 8-6, Hawaii by a pair. Give a delicious taste of the Big Island this holiday season. Order online or call Big Island Candies today at 1-800-93-55510. Sam Choi here from the Big Island. Looking on. Maya Gustin will serve. Eight. Serving 6. Just over the net, shank to the side. Saving the ball is Guerra, getting the ball across. Kahumoku off the block, chase down. Kuhn saves. And Niles gets it across. Kahumoku again. That ball is dug up by McFarland. Step out move, Bauer, but it's blocked. Blocked by Kahumoku. And carry.
What a rally. Santa Barbara scrambling all over the court from press box to press box. They finally, Lily comes off the court there. She actually had fallen down on her spike, gathered herself just in time to stand up and block the ball. Like, oh, what a nice early Christmas present here. Look at the blocking stat. 13-3. Amazing.
UCSB.
Santa Barbara calls the timeout. Kathy Gregory with more adjustments. And Hawaii also taking advantage of this timeout. They lead by 3 in game 3. (9-6) Hawaii in game number 3. We want to send our best wishes, many alohas to Maxine Manabog, secretary of the Wahine Booster Club, Wahine Volleyball Booster Club. She is at Palimomi Hospital. And we wish her well and get out of there. Travel to Richmond for the Final Four, perhaps. Rundle chases it down. Here's Guerra, and Guerra is tough. Guerra knocks over Willoughby to get the side back.
Guerra with 9 kills to lead the Gauchos so far. Loves that line shot. I'm surprised that Jen Carey doesn't line up on the antenna and invite Courtney to hit cross court.
Edmonds comes into the front row, replacing Rundle. Serving is Bauer. Willoughby could be an overpass. They joust at the net. Good save by Villaroman. Here's Sutter. That's in. And also a touch at the net.
Boy, good alert play by Sutter that time, and a broken play, kind of an emergency play. And Sutter very alert to hit out of the back row.
All of a sudden, Sutter has become a force, Chris.
She really has. After getting no kills in game 1, she's coming back.
Serving is Carey. Bauer works it to Niles. That's dug up by Sutter. Off the spike by Guerra. Hit by Kahumoku. Chased down by Niles. Guerra gets the ball down. And it's side out for Santa Barbara. Boy, the crowd wanted a miss-hit there.
That looked like it might have stayed in her hands a little bit too long. This very knowledgeable crowd, they're probably 9,900 or so. They knew.
Very close to a sellout again. Serving is Rundle. 6 serving 9. Sudeth shanks it. There's Kerry. Kahumoko gets blocked but saves it. Kerry goes outside Lima, and Lima just does not hit it.
Kerry said a tough ball. It was passed very high, and she just launched it outside the antenna. Nothing Lima could do.
Another shank. Saved by Kahumoko. Putting the ball in the net is Willoughby. Willoughby was poached upon a little bit by Kerry. Hawaii has to call a timeout as Santa Barbara's come right back. And they trail by only 1. 9-8 Hawaii game 3. This match is even at 1 game apiece. Nine-8 Hawaii in the 3rd game, a pivotal game. Very close. Every serve, every dig, very important. Getting to that point in game number 3. Hawaii 1 point away from double digits, and that's kind of a milestone in each game. Kerry, Kahumoko blocked. That double block was up and waiting. That just took too long to develop.
Give Santa Barbara credit coming out of the timeout with a very solid block on the outside.
We are tied at 9. Here's Willoughby. Willoughby able to power that ball off the fingertips of the double block of Kuhn and Lampe. Side out Hawaii, but Hawaii needs points. We are tied at 9. Tukuafu comes in to serve. She's been able to have some boomlets in serving. Here's Rundle to Guerra. Dug up by Tukuafu. Kerry goes cross-court. Sudeth with a little touch. Rundle is there with the save. Guerra to Kuhn. Long.
Boy, Hawaii got lucky there. Kerry's set died a little short, and Santa Barbara could not convert on the tip.
10 serving 9. Good serve by Tukuafu. Rundle goes to Kuhn. Villaroman is there. They work it to Willoughby. That is long. Willoughby. The court just seems a little too small for her hitting. Side out Santa Barbara. Guerra to serve. Villaroman. Kerry. Willoughby. Oh, Willoughby. Not the big boomer.
Actually, a smart job that time. I think had she boomed it, she would have gotten blocked, because Santa Barbara was right there ready to block her. You see that? But she tipped it, and it went to the ground. So sometimes the big velocity doesn't always pay.
Lima to serve for Hawaii. 10 serving 9. Here's Rundle. Step out move. Lampe blocked by Sudeth. 11-9.
Oh, and Sudeth had to do it by herself. She wasn't helping the middle. She was going to stay outside. Watch her right there. And she just presses the ball. Left hand. Notice the left hand penetrating over the net and down.
14 blocks now for Hawaii. Rundle. That ball is hit. Did it touch the fingertips? It is long, and that's a point for Hawaii. Kuhn wanted a fingertip call. She's not going to get it.
And Kathy Gregory wanted a net call from Ken Taylor. Kathy Gregory with 1 timeout left. She'll use it soon here. Hard to tell there's a touch there, but the ball did go out.
Very close call. And finally, Kuhn, with all that adrenaline and frustration, rips it through the double block. Hawaii up by 3. 9 serving 12 in the 3rd game. A pivotal game. Serving is Kuhn. Ball is dug up by Suddet. Here's Carey at the net. Gutstein off the block. Hawaii gets the side out.
Maya Gutstein at almost 6'3", a bit of a mismatch for Bauer, a smallish 5'11" middle blocker.
Willoughby taps it across. Rundle at the net, little touch, good save by Carey. Willoughby goes cross court, Suddet, little touch, Suddet trying to save it. Hawaii gets it across, Carey. Tukuafu with a good dig. Outside they go to Niles. That ball is dug up. Here's Carey. Back set, Willoughby. That ball dug up by Rundle. Lampy gives it to Kuhn. Kuhn behind that 3-meter line again.
Okay, Jim, she leads the way with 10 kills tonight for Santa Barbara, and she must have, we haven't been counting, but she's got to have 9 of the 10 with shots like that from behind the 3-meter line.
Serving is McFarland just into the game. Tukuafu bumps it to Carey. Gutstein.
Wow. Was that a shotgun, a laser-like shot?
11 kills for Gutstein. Suddet goes back to serve for Hawaii. 12-9. Hawaii leads in the third game. The match tied at 1 game apiece. Big serves now. That ball hit the take. Side out Santa Barbara. Serving for Santa Barbara is Niles. Kathy Gregory comes out and she wants a change. Coming into the game is Francina Edmonds. Into that front row. She comes in for Rundle. Serving is Niles. Taps it across. Suddet. Carey. Kahumuku off the block. Good one-handed save by Kuhn. Niles goes cross-court to Guerra. Off Lima. Little one-touch. Little patty cake point that time as Bauer able to get it to the open spot on the floor. Santa Barbara is now in double figures. 10 serving 12 in the third game.
Good tip shot by Bauer on the overpass. Had she swung and hit it hard, it was a certain stuff. Smart play.
Niles serving. Suddet works it to Carey. Gutstein blocked. Saved by Suddet. Carey goes to Kahumuku. Rolling dig by McFarland. Saved on the outside by Guerra. Now Hawaii with the 3 ball. Bad set. Gutstein gets it across. Niles works to Guerra. That's blocked. Good rolling dig, but the ball goes out. McFarland got to it, but the ball would not behave. And Hawaii gets the side out.
And here comes Villaroman. Looks like she's going to come in for Gutstein a little bit early. Normally Maya serves. Looks like Dave Shoji is going to opt to have Villaroman just keep the ball in and dig a ball. Give Maya a little extra rest.
Shoji checking how many replacements he has used. Villaroman serves down the line. And that ball is shanked. Shanked by McFarland. Big point for Hawaii. They lead by 3, 13-10. Rundle comes into the front row, replacing Edmonds. Rundle, an outstanding setter. Serving again, Villaroman. Back row, too long.
That's the 8th service error by the Bows. Only 4 for Santa Barbara. That could come into play, giving Santa Barbara too many chances.
Bauer serving. Willoughby, Carey, Kahumuku. That's off the block and in.
Again, Carey trying to set up her roommate with a line shot over Rundle, but Rundle got a good piece of it, kept the ball alive, but the Santa Barbara Diggers a little bit too deep in the court to get that one.
13-10, Hawaii leading. Serving is Carey. Knuckleballs it over. McFarland to Rundle. And Kuhn with that very quick hit. Gets the side back for Santa Barbara. Into the game comes Lampy in that front row along with Kuhn and along with Guerra. Big front row now for UCSB. Serving is Rundle. Suddet to Carey. Here's Willoughby. That's blocked. That's saved by Kuhn. They go cross-court to Guerra. That's off the block. Here's Carey working it to Lima. Good dig there by Rundle. Villaroman with the dig. Lima with the touch. Goes off Rundle. Side out Hawaii.
And Santa Barbara relentless in their defense. Hawaii showing good patience there. They just kept keeping the ball in play. Did not go for the big kill, but kept it alive.
Timeout has been called by UCSB. We are in the high drama portion of this third game. because the third game is the pivotal game. You lose the third game, you have to come back and win game 4 in order to take it to rally scoring in game number 5. So these next points, these next serves, these next passes are critical to the outcome of this match, I believe.
I would totally agree. You know, game number 3, most people feel that whoever wins game number 3, if they've split the first 2, definitely has a psychological edge, if nothing else, to win the match. And certainly both teams would love to win the swing game. Hawaii hitting .333 in this game. Santa Barbara .087. They've got 10 hitting errors in this game. Very unusual for Santa Barbara. Hawaii only 4 hitting errors, so they're hitting much smarter than they did last night against Long Beach State.
Horizon Hawaii proudly continues its support of the University of Hawaii General Scholarship Fund by honoring a player from each team in tonight's match. Horizon Hawaii bringing you super fast access to the internet. There you see the kill percentages for the season and for tonight's match on the part of both teams. 13 for Hawaii, 10 for UCSB. Hitting errors. Hawaii with 12 and UCSB with 27.
And 15 of those have come on Hawaii blocks, where Hawaii has pushed the ball back into Santa Barbara's side of the court.
Tukuafu is in to serve. Bauer, Rundle. Ball is hit and dug up by Tukuafu. And then the ball dug up on the other side by Lampe. Now Hawaii with the advantage. Back set, Willoughby. That's dug up by Bauer in the back row. Niles serves it to the middle. Bauer with just a little touch and it goes in. Hawaii didn't react to that at all.
What happened, Veronica Lima backed off the net thinking that there was no threat. You watch Lima back off right here, which leaves an opening right there where the ball dropped.
Ball is served long, however, by Guerra. And Lima comes in to serve. Hawaii leading 13-10 in the third game. Lima serves. Here's Rundle at the net to Bauer. Dug up by Carey. Willoughby goes cross court. Sudduth, that's off the block. Yes!
Sudduth has been wanting that shot all night long. It hasn't quite been there. She's missed a couple of times, and that time bailing on her cross-court shot and going with that line tool job on the block.
7 kills now for Sudduth. Aloha ball for the third game. Hitting the ball, little touch, and the rat-a-tats around. That's the second time in a matter of moments that Bauer has patty-caked the ball for a side out.
That's where the court is vulnerable. Right behind that 3-person block, it's vulnerable, and Bauer picked up on it. Excellent play.
Serving will be Kuhn. Dug up by Sudduth into the net. Carey with the save, and getting the ball across is Willoughby. Advantage now, UCSB. Step out, Lampe, that's blocked. Saved by Kuhn. Rundle goes outside to Niles, that's blocked. Chase down. Side out Hawaii.
Again, Willoughby with her biggest block of the night. Nothing Santa Barbara could do about that. Just some terrific blocking first by Sudduth, then by Willoughby.
And what a dig by Willoughby.
She kept that thing alive.
So Kim Willoughby, second swing at the third game. Aloha ball in game number 3. This match even at 1 game apiece. Willoughby trying to give Hawaii a huge advantage here. Serves it. That's a good serve. Ball tapped to Rundle and into the net. Bauer. Bauer missed hit. Hawaii wins game 3, 15-10. And now leads in this match, 2 games to 1. Another surprise ending. Long Beach State last night, the ball hitting the court. And Bauer appearing to be in position to give it a big swing, misses. Either the set was too close to the net, but she never really came up with it. And Hawaii walks away with game number 3. More to come from the Stan Sheriff Center.
Teams that go to Virginia have got to make big plays like the following. Santa Barbara made them last night against Minnesota. Hawaii makes one right here against Santa Barbara. Watch this play by Kim Willoughby on the back row to keep it alive. 2 Hawaii players on the floor, and watch Sutup on the right side put it down on a good block, and watch Willoughby finish this play. She goes up high in a block solo to finish that rally. That's what great championship Final Four type teams do.
And that's the way Hawaii is playing at the moment. We go to game number 4. The leading hitters, Maya Gustin, 11 kills, followed by Lima, followed by Kahumoku. And there you see the digs. Kuhn is the leading hitter for Santa Barbara with 12 kills. Guerra has 10, and Bauer with 10.
And notice the hitting percentage is considerably different. Gustin yet to make an error tonight. Santa Barbara hitters struggling a little more in trying to get the ball down.
Game 4 is underway with Lima serving. Ball is hit by Kuhn, and Lima just gets an arm on it. Side out Santa Barbara. Hawaii cannot let down here in the 4th game.
Boy, Kuhn, that was a rifle shot. That's the hardest ball she's hit all night. She's not getting tired even though it's game 4.
Here's Gustin. Gustin hits it by Kuhn in the back row. Side out for Hawaii. And so Willoughby will go back and serve. Goes to the corner. Just taps it across. Excellent serve. Lampy, but Willoughby is there. To carry. Gustin off Rundle. First point of the 4th game is registered.
Now, Gustin normally runs behind Jen Carey. This time she runs in front of her and gets the kill.
Serving again is Willoughby. Down the middle comes Kuhn off the block. Willoughby is there, guides it to Carey. Outside to Sutter. That ball is popped up, chased down by Kuhn. And confusion between Rundle and Lampy. No, check that. Rundle and Guerra. 2-0 Hawaii. And Willoughby will continue to serve here in game number 4. Hawaii trying to build up an insurmountable lead here in the 4th game. Rundle goes outside. Here's Niles. That's off the block. Willoughby guides it back to Gustin. Outside to Sutter. Free ball now for Santa Barbara. Ball is hit by Lampy off Lima.
Oh, good solid transition play that time by Santa Barbara. Hawaii could not convert. The ball set all the way to the line, and Jess Sutter just didn't make it out there. Great shot by Lampy.
McFarland serving for Santa Barbara. Tukuafu pops it up. Carey works it to Sutter. Sutter gets it to the floor in front of Guerra. Side out Hawaii. Kahumoku comes into the front row along with Gustin and along with Carey, replacing Tukuafu. Now Tukuafu's thought that she did something wrong according to NCAA rules, but she didn't. She can sit down on the bench. Serving will be Sutter, and Jessica playing before this crowd, her final game here at the Stan Sheriff Center. Jump float, dug up by Guerra. Here's Rundle, step out move, and getting the ball down is Bauer.
Here you see the block just not penetrating over the net. Didn't seal it. Space between the cable and the forearm there.
Niles serving. Here's Willoughby from the 3-meter line. Oh, she hit that one.
Oh, Hawaii showing they've got a back row attack just like Santa Barbara. Answering Kuhn is Kim Willoughby. And Santa Barbara, I think, surprised by the fact that Willoughby is such an effective back row attacker. You don't see her do it that often.
Gustin serves. And that's off McFarland. That's a point for Hawaii. They lead 3-0 in the 4th game, and they lead in this match 2-1.
You know, Jim, you mentioned earlier about Jess Sutter last match here. How about Evan Lee and Tukuafu as well? They might be playing with a little more heart and sensitivity here and drive than Santa Barbara with no seniors.
Rundle goes to Guerra, and she wiggles it through the double block of Carey and Lima. Side out for Santa Barbara.
You've seen a lot of athletics over the years, Jim. Wouldn't you agree that a team that has a couple, 2, 3, 4 seniors on it plays a little bit differently the closer it gets to the end of the season?
I absolutely agree. And you always remember your final game. Serving is Bauer, serves it long. So the window of opportunity comes slamming shut again for Santa Barbara.
Good job by Villaroman that time. I don't think, she didn't pass that ball, but she called it out for Sutup, and that's as good as getting the side out.
Carey wants the ball wiped off. She wants to have another ball.
That was polite. She could have served a wet one and put Santa Barbara in a bad position with a wet ball and possibly slipped through the fingers on the set.
So
give her the sportsmanship award for the night.
Absolutely. 3 serving 0. Ball dug up by McFarland. Hit by Kuhn, that's blocked. Rundle is there. They go cross court to Guerra. Carey to Willoughby. Here's Kahumoku.
Oh, Lily liked that high one from Willoughby, didn't she? She liked that high one. She had plenty of time, even though the block formed well. Watch Lily come from the outside here against a 2-person block and just rips it cross court, and that's enough to force Kathy Gregory to call an early timeout.
Hawaii up 4-0 in the 4th game. Tried to take it all the way to Richmond, Virginia. Nothing Hawaii in the 4th game. One timeout has been called by Coach Gregory of Santa Barbara. She has 1 left. Serving will be Carey. 4 serving 0. That ball dug up by Niles. Rundle goes to Guerra. That's blocked. Great save by McFarland. McFarland saves it again, but that's 4 hits. That's another point for Hawaii. They lead 5-0 in the 4th game.
Once again, Kim Willoughby, the big blocker on the right side then, posing problems for Santa Barbara.
Carey again serves. Rundle chases it down. Down the middle comes Bauer. Lima almost puts it to the floor. Here's Carey. Works it to Willoughby. That goes off the tape, and it's saved by McFarland. Diving dig by Bauer. And Guerra gets it across. Carey to Lima.
Boy, Hawaii hanging tough in the rally. Here's a 31, that low set about a foot high above the net into the 3 zone on the net. They call it a 31, and Lima runs it to perfection.
6 serving 0. Ball dug up by Niles. They joust at the net. Saved by Kahumoku. She gets it across. Free ball now for Santa Barbara. Step out move for Kuhn. That was blocked. Saved by Niles. They go outside to Guerra. And she hits the antenna. That's another point for Hawaii. Hawaii leads 7-0 in the 4th game. Carey again to serve. She's on a roll. Rundle goes outside to Guerra. Blocked by Lima.
Oh my goodness. If anybody tuned into this game just now, they think Hawaii in a rout. Sure. Game 1, Santa Barbara was in total control of this match, and Hawaii has turned it around.
Kathy Gregory comes out, and for the first time, Deborah Sampson will come in to this match. She played very briefly against Minnesota. Serving will be Carey. Carey serves. Ball is dug up by McFarland. Rundle again goes to Guerra. Guerra able to get it through the double block of Willoughby and Veronica Lima. 8-0 Hawaii in the 4th game. And serving will be Rundle. Here's Carey. Little touch and not able to get it over the net was Kahumoku. Confusion there on the Hawaii side. And the first point goes to Santa Barbara.
They're trying to run a little crossing pattern that time for Lily Kahumoku. And the set just not there. A little too low for Lily to get to.
Rundle serves again. Dug up by Sudduth. Carey waits. Back set goes to Kahumoku. That trickles down. That's saved by Guerra. But Lima comes over and puts it down. Side out Hawaii. They lead 8-1 in the fourth game. They win this game, they are in the national championship final.
There's the overpass by Santa Barbara, and Lima just sort of swiping at it to make sure she doesn't follow through into the cable. Santa Barbara normally a good ball handling team, not making errors like that.
Tukuafu comes into the game. She knows what national championships are all about. She's been on a Division II national champion. They joust at the net. Saved by Sudeth. Carey. Another patty cake move by Guerra. Here's Willoughby. That's blocked. Blocked by Lampe.
Carey had to hit that one over in the patty cake play because that was the fourth hit. That's why she hit it over. There's a good block by Santa Barbara.
Side out for Santa Barbara. Into the game comes Francina Edmonds, number 10, into that front row. Serving is Guerra. Lima shanks it. Boy, that almost put Jennifer Carey into the stanchion. That's a point for Santa Barbara. 2 serving 8.
Solid serve from Guerra. Good floater.
Sudeth, Carey, Willoughby. That's dug up by Guerra. Lampe pops it up. Kuhn touches it across. Carey feeds outside to Sudeth. Sudeth didn't have enough on it. That'll be returned. They work it to Guerra. That's saved by Lampe. They go outside. Lampe again. Off to Tukuafu. Saved by Villaroman. And Carey gets it across. Santa Barbara, little touch, saved by Carey. Willoughby goes cross court. Sudeth trying for the corner. Guerra is there. Little touch by Kuhn, saved by Villaroman. Carey goes to Willoughby. Willoughby!
Willoughby with the Killaby at the right time. Both teams playing terrific defense. Neither team able to put it down, and here's the save of the night right here. Villaroman just chasing after that ball, showing why it's important to have 2 people pursue, and then Killaby right into our cameras and into your home with a crucial kill for a side out.
8 serving 2. Veronica Lima served just over the net. That ball dug up by Guerra. They go outside to Kuhn. She's blocked by Gustin.
Oh, Gustin and Sudeth putting up a huge wall.
Niles comes into the game for Edmonds.
Look at the set from the knees by Rendell. Beautiful set. Out to the pin goes Sudeth, which forced the ball into the middle blocker, Gustin.
Trying for double digits now. That ball popped up by Niles. Rendell goes outside. Dug up in the back row by Tukuafu to Carey. Sudeth. That's dug up by Rendell. And then across by Kuhn. Hawaii with the advantage. They will go to Sudeth. That's long. No, did it go off the block? It did. It went off the block. Hawaii at double digits. They lead 10-2 in the fourth game.
Jessica Sudeth very resourceful there. She had 2 blockers up in front of her. She really had no other choice but to hit high hands or get roofed.
Sampson goes out. Bauer comes back in now for Santa Barbara. 10 serving 2. Lima cozies up to that back line. Line drives it across. Dug up by Niles. They give it back to her. Tukuafu is there. Carey works it to Willoughby. Willoughby!
Willoughby did not get a great set from Carey that time. That set started at the net and backed off to about the 10-foot line, but Willoughby with her great leaping ability goes up and just hammers it home.
Standing ovation. Standing ovation for this Hawaii team. They lead in the fourth, 11-2. McDonald's scoreboard will come your way, get you caught up on some of the numbers in the world of sports today. Hawaii leads in the fourth game 11-2. There you see Arizona defeated BYU 3-0. And Arizona will go against Nebraska because Nebraska eliminated Ohio State 3-0. UCLA ousted Pacific. We'll let you read it as Lima. There you see Scott Simpson, the professional golfer. He's here watching. Outside to Lampe, and Lampe scrapes it off Gutstein. Side out for UCSB. They trailed by 9.
Remember, they were down by about 8 to Minnesota and came all the way back in game 1 yesterday, so they know how to come back.
Gutstein with the push, and a net violation called. That could be on Bauer. So Willoughby will serve. Willoughby gets settled in that corner. 11, serving 2. Ball is dug up by Guerra. Rundle goes to Kuhn. Great save by Willoughby. Outside set it. Double block is up. That's Niles with the save. Here's Lampe. That's blocked. Saved by Rundle. They go outside to Niles. That's off the block. Willoughby is there. Pops it up for Carey. Carey to Gutstein. That's blocked. Little patty cake off Carey.
A good play by Niles that time. Very alert. Popped it right back up. She's their smallest hitter, but she came up big that time. See a 3-person block on Gutstein and the tap down by Niles.
2 serving 11 here in game number 4. Serving is McFarland. Here's Carey. They go to Sudduth. That's in. Side out Hawaii.
Oh, Sudduth has really lit it up since game number 1 when she was no kills, 1 error, hitting negative. She's got 10 now. Getting her game together in Santa Barbara, unable to dig her.
Sudduth will jump float. Takes that deep breath. Jump float, that's right in. Guerra guides it to Rundle, and Rundle with the dump shot. And a net violation. Net violation, I believe, on Rundle.
Yep, she's not arguing. She knows. She knows. We'll probably catch on the replay. Watch her left hand follow through into the net just there. Gutstein was nowhere near the net that time, so it had to be Rundle.
Hawaii now leads by double digits, 12-2 here in the 4th. Another jump float by Sudduth. Waiting for it is Guerra. Here's Rundle, short set. And Bauer able to get it down and went off Gutstein and then massaged the face. A little bit of Carey.
Good cutback by Bauer that time. Santa Barbara, not the type of team to give up, do you think, Jim?
No. Niles serving. Sudduth guides it to Carey. Step out Gutstein, yes. Side out Hawaii. Boy, Hawaii getting the side right back.
So many weapons, Jim, and that's what Mike Hebert said of Minnesota, their coach. He felt like Hawaii just has so many weapons coming at you. They're going to wear you down eventually over the course of the night.
Maya Gutstein serves. Here's Rundle. Setting up Guerra. That's blocked. And Lima cannot pop it up. Side out for Santa Barbara. Villa Roman comes into the game replacing Gutstein. Gutstein moving much better tonight than she did last night.
She looks much more limber. This ball just hit through the hands by Guerra.
Serving is Bauer. Dug up by Willoughby. Waiting for it is Carey. Goes cross court. And we have a double hit. Double hit called on Carey.
It was a long way to set that ball. I think that a smarter set that time might have been the pipe out of the back row to Sudduth, but
3 serving 12. Step out Lima. Goes cross court. Net violation again on Santa Barbara.
What's happening now, Jimmy? When you're going to watch for the passing on either team to break down. Both teams tired, and the other thing you watch for is net violations. And the arms and legs start to get a little weary over a 2-day period here.
12 serving 3. Carey serves, overpass, hammered down, Kahumoku. 13-3, and Hawaii reestablishes that 10-point lead here in the 4th. And they are 2 points away from going to the national championship finals. Serving again is Carey. Niles, Rundle, here's Guerra. Blocked by Willoughby. It's match point. It's match point. And up to this point, this is the most important moment of the season. 14 serving 3. Carey serves. McFarland, Rundle. And they get the side back. So McFarland goes out and Lampy comes in.
Linda goes high to Guerra once again. Guerra answering 14 kills to lead the way for Santa Barbara tonight.
So the crowd all up and filled with expectation and excitement. Villaroman guides it to Carey outside Willoughby. That ball is popped up by Niles. Guerra again pops it up. Niles hits it from deep. Sadeth, Carey, Kahumoku. That's in! And the crowd rises again. Oh, these are great moments. These are memorable moments.
And Jen Carey with 49 assists so far, 5 players in double figures.
How apropos is it that one of the seniors, Tukuafu, is serving for the match? Popped up, chased down by Rundle. Lampy puts it into the net. Hawaii is going to the Final Four. Dave Shoji wants to be with his team. 31-1. And they're going to the Final Four for the first time since 1996. The coach has joined us.
All right, thanks, Jim. Congratulations, Dave. How does it feel to be going back to the Final Four? It's been a while.
It's the greatest feeling because we've been talking about it for over a year since we got eliminated about a year ago against Texas A&M. We've been talking about it, and just to do it, it's just the greatest feeling, Chris.
Dave, you got to tell me, game number 1, Jessica Sutter, no kills, she's hitting negative. Lily Kahumoku, no kills, she hits negative. 2 of your big stars, your left sides, having all kinds of trouble. Were you worried at that time, and did you make any adjustments?
Well, we really didn't make an adjustment. They had to get themselves out of the hole. We've talked about that, starting poorly, being able to turn it around, come back and be a strong player for the team. Lily was really shaky with her feet, and Jessica just didn't get her arm going, but they ended up with great stats, and that's a mark of a true competitor, and just they get a lot of heart, Chris.
A couple people I'm sure you want to recognize the job Jen Carey did this week.
Jen Carey, she's... a lot of people think that she's not the setter that could take us there, but, she's lost 3 matches in 2 years as our setter. And I can't say enough about the kid. She works hard. She's a great person. She listens. She looks you in the eye. And I tell you what, we could not be here without Jen Carey.
And how about the play of your back row specialist? What a night there, a weekend they had. Andre Gomez Tukuafu serving from match point. How apropos. Villaroman comes in, Evan Lee. Talk about them, Dave.
Well, I think Evan got a slow start, and then we put in Melissa, and she does great. Andrea just stuck she stuck for about a dozen passes right on the money, ran our offense. It was unbelievable. Every time we called on somebody, they responded.
Well, Coach, we're going to let you go celebrate with your team. Thanks so much. Congratulations on a great year. Have fun in Richmond.
Okay, Chris. I hope you're there too, guys.
All right, Jim.
This moment, these very precious moments, you really have to work hard to get here, and now you can enjoy. They are going to the Final Four. That's a tremendous accomplishment, and who knows, they may hang another flag from the rafters here at the Stan Sheriff Center. More to come. Tonight's Verizon Hawaii most valuable players are Brooke Rundle from Santa Barbara. She had 44 assists and 4 digs. And for Hawaii, Jen Carey. Carey had 49 assists, 14 digs, and 4 blocks. Verizon Hawaii is pleased to make a contribution for scholarships to the University of Hawaii. Verizon Hawaii, innovative solutions for all your communications needs. Charnette Fair of the University of Minnesota, Cheryl Weaver of Long Beach State, Maya Gustin of Hawaii, Brooke Rundle of Santa Barbara, Jennifer Carey of Hawaii, and Veronica Lima of Hawaii on the all-tournament teams for this West Regional. And Veronica Lima has been selected as the most valuable player. When you consider all the work that went in to that particular moment when they realized that they are one of 4 teams in the entire nation that will battle for the national championship, it was a very special moment indeed.
It really was, Jim, and as Dave showed you said in that post-game interview, they've been talking about this for a year since the stinging loss to Texas A&M. This team has been on a 365-day mission to rectify the wrongs of last year, and there's a couple of happy campers right there, Jen Carey and Jessica Seth. As you said, very special night for the seniors, their last match in the Stan Sheriff Center. Jessica Seth and Andrea Gomez Tukuwafu and Evan Lee. What a special night. I'm sure they will never, as you said before, never ever forget this night. And watch out for the upcoming matches, though. They're going to play either Nebraska or Arizona. That's who they'll draw. Kathy Gregory, the Santa Barbara coach, thought that Arizona would upset Nebraska. We'll find that out tomorrow night. So watch the papers, folks. You'll see who Hawaii's first draw will be.
I don't care who they play. I think they're going to be, I think they'll be right there.
They're playing some pretty good volleyball right now. I would not bet against them.
Tomorrow night, the Rainbow Wahine. By the way, before I start this, I want to thank you for another year of close association and work. You know, we kind of rode the crest, too, through all of the WAC and through all of the preseason tournaments. And now, here in the NCAA regionals, it was fantastic working with you again.
Hey, thank you again, Jim, too. It was a great year. Quite a year.
Tomorrow night, the Rainbow Wahine basketball team gets back into action in the Hawaii Invitational. Wright State and Akron, both from Ohio, along with Hawaii, make up the 3-team round-robin tournament. Be sure to join me and Lori Santi for all the action live. Tomorrow night, Wahine basketball, we begin at 7 right here on K5, the home team. Final score tonight, 8-15, 15-1, 15-10, 15-3. Hawaii over UC Santa Barbara, and Hawaii now in the National Championship Tournament. This has been another K5 Rainbow Sports presentation for Chris McLaughlin and the entire K5 Sports crew. This is Jim Leahy. It's been another great Rainbow Wahine volleyball season, and we hope you enjoyed the ride. Thanks for watching, and as always, malama pono.
Giving me time to breathe, like a rocket waited so patiently. While I got it together, when I figured it out, yeah. I only looked, but I never touched, 'cause in my heart was a picture of us holding hands, making plans, and it's lucky for me you understand what a girl wants, what a girl needs, whatever makes me happy sets you free, and I'm thanking you for knowing exactly what a girl wants, what a girl needs, whatever keeps me in your arms, and I'm thanking you for giving it to me. Is what you got, and what you got is what I want. There was a time I was blind, I was so confused, ran away just to hide it all from you, but baby you knew me better than I knew myself. Love, you said if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. That's how you know it's for keeps, yeah, it's for sure. And you're ready, you're willing to give me more than what a girl wants, what a girl
before first game, you must have said something. I know Dave said something. Did you get involved too?
That's more Dave and Charlie's area. It was just a different attitude. I don't know. We just tried to relax and play more our game. We just made some funky errors, I guess, in the first game. So just tried to play our type of volleyball, and from then on we did.
Ron, can you talk about what happened with the block between games 1?
I don't know. I was just, every time I was standing at the net to when we were going to serve, I was talking to myself, we're going to score a point on my blocking now, we're going to score a blocking point now, and I was convincing myself that I was going to block a ball. And our wing blocks are so good that most of the balls that I block on these stats, I didn't even touch the ball, so that's it wasn't just the blocking that changed, it was our whole energy. We would not let anybody beat us here. We wanted too badly, we wanted so badly that we not just stand on the court, roll over and die, we would fight to the end.
Did you know you played errorless in game 2? No errors in game 2.
Who, me?
Awesome.
No, everybody.
Nobody.
Oh.
We didn't have an error.
Yeah,
That was mostly blocking because we only had 12 attempts and 7 kills in a game, so it must have been just blocking, mostly blocking to score points.
What did you say to him, Dave, between 1 and 2?
Well, I thought we looked a little like deer in the headlights. I mean, they were on the bench, and it was like pretty blank stares after game 1, and I don't know what I said exactly, but I just wanted to get them back focused. We needed to go back and play aggressive. I told them we lost the first game last time we played them, and we dominated the game from there. But I think we just we were really nervous or something. We just weren't functioning right, and maybe a little bit of being drained from last night. But once we got it going, it was really it was fun to watch.
Are there other questions for Veronica and Jessica? No? Thanks, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
If you could stay for a second.
Okay.
We're going to meet as soon as I'm done.
Okay. Bye.
20 to 5 in blocks. I mean, I remember a match this year where you had that kind of a ratio.
Well, we're more physical. We're bigger. We should outblock Santa Barbara. They're although they outblocked Stanford the other night, they're not a great blocking team. So that stat should be like that. We're just we're bigger on the wings, and but we got it going. I mean, that was the main thing. We got the block actually going, and I think it turned the match in the second game.
What is it with you in Final Fours of the East Coast when it's freezing?
Man, it could be in the North Pole as far as I'm concerned. We're just so happy to go. The last time we went, and Robert, you were there, it was in Cleveland. And the time before that we went, it was in Minneapolis, so it just wouldn't be the Final Four if it was warm. We don't like it. We like it cold. Anything else?
Want to talk about who you might possibly face, David?
Well, we'll face the winner of Nebraska and Arizona. Arizona just thumped BYU tonight, which was a real surprise to me. I thought BYU was playing well. I didn't hear the Nebraska score, so did they win? Yeah, that's going to be a heck of a match. And it's kind of fun watching that, see who we're going to play. But at this point, it doesn't matter. Everybody's good. And they'll both be very big physical teams, much like Long Beach last night. They're very, very tall, especially Nebraska. They're 6 foot and above every position.
This team looked a lot better tonight.
Well, Maya was on fire. That's the kind of match where we just out-physical Santa Barbara. I mean, they had no one that could stop her on the wings especially, so when she went behind the setter and attacked the ball at the pin, they just couldn't, they didn't have anybody that could stay with her. And she hit the ball so hard tonight, just virtually unstoppable.
19 blocks in 2 nights?
Well, like we've been saying, Maya is a big presence in the middle. And again, like, she didn't actually block that many balls, like Veronica was saying. She was there, and then Jen Carey would block, or Jessica. Kim blocked some balls, and then they get credit for half that block. So a lot of it was not Maya, it was our wing blockers that did a really nice job.
Was there ever a point tonight where you thought that was going to get away from you?
Well, certainly the first game we were playing poorly. We had some players that were hitting poorly. And that was a sign, I think, of being a very mature volleyball player. Lily started out poorly. Jessica was hitting negative again, like much like last night. And you look at her numbers at the end, 11 kills, 3 errors. So, you know, that shows a lot about their heart and about their ability to just turn something around.
We have time for one more question. If there is one.
I'm not sure how long she actually sat in game 2, but your decision to sit Lily on the bench in game 2?
I never thought Lily got any rhythm in the backcourt. She was just a little bit shaky with her feet. She wasn't real solid. She wasn't playing really good defense, team defense. She was trying to go where she thought she should go, and so you know, and she didn't pass well early. So we got Andrea in there, and Andrea was just tremendous. Andrea stuck probably about 10 passes on the money. You know, we really need to go back into the gym for Lily to straighten some of those things out. But she didn't play back row at all after game 1 much. But you know, those things happen in the course of a big match. If you're not doing as well as you can do, we got plenty of people that can take your place.
Kind of nice to see those people step it up.
Well, Andrea, Melissa did a nice job again tonight coming in. Yeah, we need those back row players to help us out.
Lima really stepped up, of course. But you said before this tournament that having this team back psychologically would be very important to this team. Do you think that was a factor? Just, you say, even though she wasn't actually in the actual blocks, she was there, presence, psychological, you still agree with that?
Well, Maya's just, she's such a presence, you know, and she just has that stature. People just around her just, you know,